Hey guys, it's the Arty Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. You know how this works. Let's take a sip of green tea. Again, guys, I still haven't got my coffee yet. Gosh. I really need to go to the shops, and going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new here today and you are into gaming, retrospectives, complete unboxed experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you can handle the Artsy Gamers mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop on your notification bell, held up by Tails there. While we are continuing our Resident Evil buzz, given the new release of the new Resident Evil 9. I don't know how many times I use the word new there. But anyway, yes, there is a new Resident Evil out, and I am so buzzing to actually deep dive into that. But before we get there, I do need to play through a few other Resident Evils, because yes, I am very much new to the franchise, and oh my gosh, it is a really great one. I'm absolutely loving my time that I've put into number 4. Here it is. I'll just bring it to the camera. I have been playing on this on TikTok, and it is my second playthrough. I just want to basically play it again. It was so good, and I believe there are different endings to this, so actually I would quite like to see what ending I get, if it's different to the one I had previously. So yes, and again, going on this buzz, I did pick up number 2. Apparently 2 is really good, so I need to play this. I picked this one up. Yes, it is on the PlayStation 4. I don't think they did kind of like a PlayStation 5 physical copy, but I think they have done some updates. So if I do put this into my PlayStation 5, I think there is actually a PS5 kind of, upscale to this. So if there is, then yes, I'll definitely be playing it that version. Because I will be playing this on my PlayStation 5, even though it is PlayStation 4. Because yes, it is back compat. But today, guys, yes, I have picked up Resident Evil Village. And again, guys, sorry, I know there is no particular order with this. It is just pretty much if and when one becomes available that is in good nick. Because yes, absolutely, I am a physical collector, and I will be picking this up from CEX or Vinted or whatever. But yes, this one was looking very nice. I saw it in CEX. Very good reviews of this one. So I thought, yes, I want to try this one as well before I hop into number 9. I do want to get number 3, and apparently Biohazard is pretty good as well. So I might have a little bit of a dip my toe into those as well before I get on to 9. But anyway, yes, this is currently sat in my collection. And yes, of course, guys, we're going to do a complete unboxed experience of this bad boy today. Oh yes, where we're looking at the front, where we look at the back, where we look at the disc. Unfortunately, no manual. Yes, these new releases don't offer manuals, but this one does come with a slip with some lovely artwork, I would say, actually on this. So we will take a look at that. And then, yeah, just my overall thoughts and feelings of this. What is that box art telling me as a gamer and an artist before I go and actually fully play this game? Because yes, actually, I haven't played it. I've dabbled absolutely at friends' houses and watched a few things on YouTube here and there, but never actually played from start to end. So this is pretty much a brand new experience for me, hence why I just love doing this for the channel. You know, is this box art screaming something to me? And I'm like, oh yeah, is that what we're gonna see in the game? Is that what we're gonna be playing as? Or am I just completely off? You know, is this box art not telling me that? So yeah, I love that. And of course, once I've played it, I will return to this. And was my thoughts and feelings right? Yeah, I just love that about this channel. Anyway, guys, we will just take a sip of, well, green tea. Unfortunately, yeah, no coffee. And then we'll get straight onto this lovely front cover of Resident Evil Village. Okay, so come on, guys. Join me, of course, for a sip of green tea. You know how this works. Okay, baby. Right then, so Village. Okay, now, forgive me if I'm wrong here, But is this the first one where they have actually kind of taken away that red look, that iconic R and E represented in the Resident Evil logo there, and completely changed up with this really lovely gold effect actually? And it doesn't actually say, you know, Resident Evil either, it just says Village, just, yeah, subtly placed below his chin there, right slap bang in the middle. I don't know, I haven't, you know, personally seen anything like that myself, so is this kind of like a new way of representing these games? I don't know, but you know what, I really do like it. It is just really, really subtle, and I love that subtleness, because yes, this is another box art in the franchise where I would say this is more of a like a psychological box art rather than kind of like hardcore guns blazing, firing zombies left, right and centre. This is very much like, again, another thing that will leave that gamer questioning, looking at this box art on the shelf, and again maybe online, and going, whoa, okay, who is this person here? Why is there quite like a dull kind of tone to this? Why is there one eye just shining right at you? And yet why is it kind of all merged into this goldy grey colour? Yeah, that is something that just really caught me as a gamer and an artist straight away. And then of course, yes, then you'll explore that box art a little bit further. So yeah, here we go then. That was just kind of my initial opinion going in there. Very, very dark, very, very mysterious, and yet colours are very complementary, which is what I like. Where, you know, and again, you know, coming off this, you know, we've got reds, we've got blues, we've got oranges, we've got everything going on here. But yeah, this is very, very subtle, and I like this. And with subtle colours and yeah, you know, that very, very, I would say almost calm nature to this box at the moment. It really does give me, yeah, like I said at the start, psychological, puzzles, wonder, mystery. Yeah, that's kind of those buzzwords that I'm getting from this. And also, like I said, that goldy effect there. What has that got to do with Resident Evil? You know, again, coming off those reds and stuff like that. Is there a lot of money involved with this? Is there a bit of, yeah, wealth involved with this? Again, who knows? Is somebody after money? I don't know. But yeah, is there a treasure at hand that somebody really, really needs to take hold of or has lost and they want to bring back? Again, my brain is just kind of, yeah, getting lots of stuff from this box art here, and I just feel like I'm splurging it all out at you. But yeah, that's what I love about this channel. I really do feel like I can do that with you guys, absolutely. But yeah, those are just kind of my first initial buzzwords going into that. But let's take a little bit of a look at the actual character here. So, whoa, okay, let's just bring this in a bit. Now, we've got this guy here. I assume this is Ethan Winters here. And we have got his kind of almost, I would say, his normal self, maybe whatever normal is. And then actually just off to the other side there, we've actually got some sort of like wolf, like a werewolf looking down the camera there with that golden eye, yeah, just looking straight down you. And I would say Ethan is actually more looking down to the floor. What has happened to him? What is he thinking about? He does look, again, very lost, and I do like that about these Resident Evil box arts. A lot of the protagonists, again, bringing in Leon here, all look very lost and confused. But I get that because, yes, these games are like that, aren't they? They are very confusing. They are like, what the hell is going on here? So I do like that, and he is really trying to think about, I don't know, maybe his next move, or is he just thinking death? Yeah, is he just thinking, right, okay, this is now my time to commit suicide? I don't know. But yeah, this is, that is kind of what I'm getting that from this side. But then, whoa, okay, this kind of like werewolf thing. Is this something that has taken over Ethan here? You know, maybe at moon or, you know, full moon or whatever, he turns into some sort of werewolf and he just takes over his body completely. Do we have different mechanics? One for Ethan's normal self and then one for this kind of like werewolf thing? Again, I don't know. This is very much me just saying what this box art is telling me as a gamer and an artist. So yeah. But yeah, is this wolf going to take over? Are we going to be playing as some sort of werewolf as well? Again, who knows? But it does look very rugged and again, very dark, unfortunately, as well. And my thoughts will come on to that a little bit more there. But yeah, very dark. So there's not much to be looking at there. A lot is kind of missing. But I tell you what, the more you look closer, there is more in there, actually. And I'll bring our eye down to this section here in a minute, but it is a bit of a shame because like a lot is going on, but it is very, very dark, and yet some of the, I would say, the main kind of features here are lost. You know, the ruggedness, the windswept mane of that werewolf, shall we say there. I guess like a big rugged jacket as well that has probably been ripped apart as he kind of turns into this werewolf. Again, I believe is there, but is a little bit lost in that dark artwork that they have used there, which is unfortunate. But again, like I said, just below the Resident Evil logo here, we have got like almost, I would say, some different terrain, mountains, hills, snow, lots of different like rugged terrain there as well. And again, unfortunately, because the box art is so dark, it is lost, but it is there. And again, right then, so are we going to be playing outside for a lot of this? Is it going to be very much kind of like in the woods, in the snowy cold woods, on the rocks, on the mountains? Again, I maybe would assume as kind of that is where you would kind of find werewolves, isn't it? In that kind of like dark snowy mountain tops, you know, that's kind of the vibe you get. So are we going to be playing up there? Are a lot of our missions on those snowy hills? Who knows? But it is there. But again, what a shame, it is lost a little bit. But I do like that. Needs to be a little bit brighter though, but I do like that. And then yeah, just going back to this kind of like golden here, this kind of like golden look they've gone for in the logo and the eye. I was saying maybe some sort of treasure. Now I am aware that Ethan's kind of daughter goes lost. So is this piece of gold, is that treasure Ethan trying to get back his daughter? And the gold here is representing, you know, Ethan's daughter. He wants to try and bring it back. It is his gem, it is his pride and joy, isn't it? And again, that werewolf, maybe it's golden again, that golden eye is eyeing that child up maybe, and it's like, right, okay, I am not letting you have that child back. There is something special about that child and I need it, and yeah, you are not getting it back, and I'm going to do everything it takes to not let you get that child back. And then maybe that is where that gold representative theme is kind of located here, potentially. Again, I don't know, but I love how this box is really making me wonder now. Yeah, so he's eyeing up that golden gem of Ethan. Then maybe Ethan is looking down at it. Maybe Ethan is looking down at this lovely golden writing. That is his gem. That is his child. He's doing everything he can to protect that child and bring her back again. So yeah, I just love how this box art really does give a very all-rounded, holistic approach to the game. And yeah, I think it is really, really lovely and really well put together. But again, some critiques with this. It is too dark. I did mention it with the Resident Evil 4 box art as well. There is a lot going on here. There is a lot to interpret, and it is a really lovely piece, but unfortunately it is too dark. You really do have to squint to see what is going on down there, what is going on up here. It is really, really poor, I would say, in terms of that kind of, yeah, that brightness. You know, it needs to be a little bit brighter to really get that gamer to get it off the shelf, have a look and go, whoa, okay, yes, this is a bit of me. But I don't really know what went on in the art department there with regards to who decided to make these box arts so dark. Yeah, because again, there's a lot going on. There really, really is. And I get it. These games are dark and scary and menacing. I understand that. But there's a lot of artwork going on in here to really explain the game. It really does kind of explain the game just through a box art. But unfortunately, it is lost, especially if you're in a rush. You know, you're just grabbing something off the shelf. You may know this game, and you know, you may have played it before, or you've heard lots of things. You've watched a walkthrough and you're just grabbing off, fine. But there may be somebody that has never played this game before, like me, who would be wanting to grab it off the shelf and go instantly instantly, whoa, okay, what is that box art telling me? And if it's too dark, some people might just go and put it back. And it'll be a real shame, because then you've lost your gamer right at the first step. You really have. But yeah, there we go. I love it. I think it is really lovely, really compelling, very mystical, gives that, I don't know, psychological kind of thriller, I would say, through this box art here. But again, it's a little bit lost, unfortunately. But yeah, okay, lots to be said about that front cover there. But of course, guys, yes, we will just have a little look at the other basics as well. We've got the PlayStation 5 logo splashed at the top there. I don't mind that so much today, because yes, it does fade up into a little bit of white, so it does actually complement this box art really well. I would say this actually, yeah, the Resident Evil 4 case, actually, the PlayStation 5 logo complements it well as well. These kind of like grayer tones really do. I do like that. But again, I have mentioned it before, maybe cut the blue box, maybe make it a nice white box as well. But again, I digress with that. Again, an 18 rated stamp. So again, they could have gone a little bit more hardcore, maybe a little bit of more blood dripping down the side potentially. Again, you know, they can't go all out, because everyone is exposed to the front cover there, aren't they? You know, minors as well. But an extra little bit of blood wouldn't have hurt. Maybe a nice pinch of red, actually, of some blood would have been really cool. Again, to maybe tie it more in to that red iconic look of Resident Evil, with the lovely R and the E shining so bright there. And actually, it might have made it stand out a little more if there was a splash of blood here, there and everywhere. But no, they kept it very subtle for an 18 rated game. So yeah, I wouldn't say it actually influenced it too much. So yeah, there we go. Okay, of course then, guys, we will just give it a bit of a flip onto the back now. And yes, we'll have a little look at this. Yeah, let's just take a sip of green tea there.
Before I lose my words, guys, you know how it works.
Baby. Okay. Right then, so going on to the back of this box now. Now, I did briefly mention this yesterday when I was actually doing my complete unbox of Resident Evil 2. Now, if we compare these, very dark, this Resident Evil 2 here, but actually over here, they lit it up a bit. Thank God for that, because it's so dark, you can't see what's going on. But yeah, they lit this up a little bit, which is nice. And then, oh my word, you are greeted with this lovely castle. Look at that castle there, or some sort of ancient ruins there. Just look at that. And I'm so pleased that they actually, yeah, put a bit of lighting to this, because you do not want to miss this, do you? It's lovely how there is a lovely subtle purple involved with this, as well as the clouds just kind of like cascade over the mountain tops and then just reveal this lovely architecture there. It is really lovely. And again, right then, are we going to be going up there? This is where we have crash landed? I mean, I don't know, but that's often the case, isn't it? You kind of wake up and then all of a sudden you're in some sort of mountain range. And is this something that we need to explore? Is that where Rose is? Or is it Rose? I believe so. The daughter, is the daughter in there? Do we need to go and try and climb up that mountain to then get faced with some sort of building here to go in to probably solve loads of puzzles? We'll have werewolves and zombies and stuff like that coming at you left, right and centre to try and find Rose. Again, who knows, but likely. So that's really cool there. Again, just bringing the eye down. Again, you have got some screenshots of the game now, which is lovely. And again, we'll just have a look at this closer. So again, yeah, this must be inside this haunted mansion there, whatever it is. But yeah, that looks really dark and dingy and scary. Lots of browns and, oh gosh, lots of, I would say, ancient kind of artwork there in the interior. So yeah, looks very scary. And then here we go, some sort of werewolf now. Just look at that werewolf, about to probably rip the hell out of you, the way his mouth is open like that. Oh my gosh, just ready to attack. And I'm sure you're going to be up against those. How mad is that? But yes, absolutely. And gosh, it just looks so terrifying. It really does. Gosh, you know, his eyes are just piercing through you and his jaw is just packed full of teeth. It's just, but really mad. And yeah, gosh, I assume that it'll be some sort of boss fight or maybe a harder enemy to attack. But yeah, that is pretty cool. I do love that there. And then, yes, okay, so I've seen a lot of this woman lurking around. So is she, I don't know, the woman of the mansion here? Apparently she is really, really big, really tall, chases you down all the time. You know, you're trying to escape, but you're just looking over to your shoulder and then she's there trying to grab you. Very much like consistent scare all the time. You know you've got to try and complete a mission, but this woman is consistently tracking you down, trying to get you from any angle. So yes, just look at that there. She looks really scary as well. We don't like her, do we? And again, will she be some sort of boss, some sort of final boss in this game? Again, who knows? But yeah, she is really, really scary, isn't she? And again, I love how the screenshots are resting on that lovely backdrop there of that castle. Really well put together, I think. Again, probably not the best box art that I've seen on the back, but they have done it really well, considering it is a PlayStation 5 game where these nuggets of, collectible things, you know, they're not happening for the gamers these days, are they? You know, you're not getting a manual, you're not getting little extras here and there, you're not really getting any advertisement slips. So, you know, they've done their best, I would say, to give the physical collector a nice experience, I would say. You know, the back isn't plastered with text. They haven't taken everything from what would have been the manual, slapped it on there.
Slapped it on there.
And gone, yeah, there you go. They have taken their time to put a nice bit of a back of the box together there, which is really lovely. So again, yeah, well done, Capcom. Again, nothing special, but it is very, very nice. It's nice, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. Right then, guys, we will just give this a little bit of an artsy game a pop. We'll have a look at the disc and, of course, my thoughts and feelings of the gameplay involved with this. And yes, we do actually have a little bit of some sort of slip that I would like to bring to the camera today. There is some lovely art on this that I would like to explore, but yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Right then, so wow, okay, lovely disc. All right, we'll take a little bit of a closer look, so let's just bring it out to the camera now. And yeah, okay, so here we go. Resident Village. I was about to say Resident Evil Village. Yeah.
I mean, that is it. I stumbled on my words.
So we just need to take a sip of green tea. That's what we'll do first, guys. Come on.
Lovely. Okay then, so yeah, now I mentioned it in my video yesterday. This is now giving us a little bit more on the disc, which is what I really, really like. I believe some of the newer kind of remakes, maybe on the PlayStation 4, they did just kind of, I would say, be a little bit lazy with their disc art. This has got a lovely, lovely kind of like feather on it, which is really nice. I do like that. Again, it is a little bit dark. Okay, they could have brightened it up a little bit, but it is nice to have some sort of artwork, some lovely feature on the disc. Whereas I will just bring the PlayStation 4 disc back into play here. And they were very lazy on this. It was just a grey disc with Resident Evil 2 on the front there. What a disappointment. When I said, you know, they could have put a lovely kind of like orangey cityscape on there, that would have been really nice. But I think they did consider adding a little bit more. Like I said, the gamer has gone out of their way to get a physical copy. They want a little bit extra on that disc as well. And I like how it isn't a straight copy and paste. You know that from the artsy game. I do like it when discs go completely rogue and not take any real inspiration from the front cover or the manual. It is an own art piece in itself, and this is done very well, I would say. A very lovely subtle feather there to go with the overall aesthetic of the game. So that is really nice there. Is that a feather from maybe a bird? Is that a feather maybe from his jacket? Are they feathers that are actually in kind of like the werewolf? The werewolf's kind of made up of like mangy fur and feathers. Again, who knows, but it is really nice. Is it maybe just some sort of key or something that we have to find throughout the game? Again, I don't know. Is this symbolic? Maybe, but that is what I really like. It does leave the gamer wondering before they put that into their PlayStation 5 now, going, right, okay, there's a little extra here. I've had a look at the front, I've had a look at the back. I haven't really seen anything too much of like a feather reference here, so okay, there's a little bit more to this game that meets the eye. So really lovely, and I think it is actually quite a nice, lovely artistic piece there as well. Yeah, again, nothing madly special. Of course, I've seen better disc arts out there, but it is nice. It is nice. A lovely kind of art piece there on the disc. Lovely Resident Evil Village logo just placed off to one side to allow that artwork to come through. A lot of the age ratings and advertisements and companies that helped make the game, and then the PlayStation 5 logo on the bottom there. I'm not going to say it again, guys, but you know my thoughts. I do think if there is a darker disc, they need to drop the white backdrop and have a black backdrop with a white kind of PlayStation logo there and PS5. But I already mentioned that yesterday. But anyway, guys, we will give it the artsy gamer flip, baby. And now, yes, all you down the camera there, if you are enjoying what you're seeing here today and you can handle the artsy gamer's madness and want a little bit more, then definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. Honestly, guys, support like that really does help out the channel a ton, and it will allow these videos to keep on progressing, so thank you. Right then, so yes, we will put this back in the box now, and we'll have a little chat about the gameplay. Now, yes, I did say at the start, I haven't really played this game, so I'm probably much just going to say I haven't played it at all. I've dabbled here and there. I don't know why I haven't really gone to go and pick this up completely until now. It really is because I just had other games on the go that I think I just wanted to play more. But now I really have a good old taste of Resident Evil, and again, the massive hype around the new one. I really do need to just deep dive into this franchise, and that's kind of exactly what I'm doing now when I get the chance. Hence why I did a few pickups over last week, getting Resident Evil 2, currently playing through Resident Evil 4 Village, and again, I do have great intentions to get 3 and Biohazard and stuff like that. I have heard some Resident Evils aren't as good, so I may kind of skip the ones I've heard aren't that great, just so then I can progress to 9 a little bit faster. I did mention it in my last video as well, but again, for those that haven't seen it, Bowser, who is a lovely fan of the channel, a great content creator, a YouTuber and a TikToker. He is actually playing through all the Resident Evils from 1 all the way up to 9. He's doing that on his TikTok and I believe his YouTube. So definitely give him a follow. Definitely subscribe to his channel if you do want to see that, actually, because I think that'll be really cool for those that are kind of in the same boat as me. They really want to get on to 9, but they maybe just don't have the time, but they do want to get a bit of an insight into the previous ones all the way up to 9. Then just sit back and relax and watch Bowser. He has got your back for sure. But anyway, okay, so going on to the gameplay then. Again, just from general small experiences, YouTube watches, and just general chit chat online, this looks like this is a really, again, fun, compelling Resident Evil with lots of aspects of all the previous Resident Evils kind of linked into one. You're going to be kind of up against, like, I would say werewolves and kind of like ghouls and gremlins and stuff like that over zombies, but I could be wrong there. There could be some kind of like zombie elements into this as well. Yes, it's kind of that thing where we've got to try and seek down something, so yes, absolutely. Ethan's child has gone missing and you need to try and find that child. Again, like I was saying, that is kind of that golden gem that he is after, isn't it? Hence why I believe there is a bit of a golden feel to this, actually, which is what I really like. But again, you know, you got your classics, you got your stealth play, you got your range of weapons, you got your melee attacks. Again, I would assume there's some puzzles involved with this. It's a Resident Evil game, so I'm sure there is. A lovely, compelling story as well that really guides the gamer from start to finish. That kind of like opening scene, actually, of Ethan in the house, I believe, with his partner, with the baby, is very, very iconic, actually, and it really does set the scene. It is very like, oh my god, okay, yeah, this is a definitely a game that's got a good story, and it is going to really kind of drift and flow, and there's going to be peaks and troughs, there's going to be positives and negatives, to really kind of, yeah, like almost like a roller coaster ride with this one, I believe, just by that front and start of the game there that you are just kind of placed into, and then whoa, where you go. What I do understand with this game, though, it is actually, I would say, a little bit more psychological. There is a lot of kind of stuff that is going on in Ethan's head rather than like real life, if that makes sense. But then again, are any of these Resident Evil games kind of representing real life? Who knows? But yeah, it kind of does break away a little bit from like the true reality of real life, you know, where what I'm trying to say is, like, you know, some evil guy could actually just, you know, create some sort of poison and try to poison, you know, the population. You know, that is a thing that could happen, but there are some areas of this game where you're like, oh, like, really, like, could that happen? I believe there is one area where Ethan's hand just kind of gets chopped off a little bit, and then like he just sticks it back on and then functions like normally. So there's like little bits like that, you know, it could go one way or the other. And again, I don't want to spoil anything or anything like that, but yeah, you get me, you get my drift with that. But yeah, it just looks like a fun overall, yeah, great Resident Evil with a great story, lots of action, lots of stealth, lots of very, very scary moments, jump scares and puzzles and stuff like that. So yeah, if you've enjoyed a lot of the previous Resident Evils, then yes, absolutely, I would say Village is definitely the game for you, and I think it's definitely the game for me as well, absolutely. But okay then, guys, so let's just have a little look at the little slip that we've got here now, which is really lovely. So we've got the Reverse. Now, this is actually a pre-owned copy, so I assume the code has already been used there. But if anyone does want to use it, absolutely go ahead, and if it works, it works. First one to snag it, amazing. I probably won't be doing anything with this game online, but it does look like you can get some kind of like iconic heroes and villains in the Reverse, a free multiplayer game that celebrates 25 years of Resident Evil. So yeah, you just need to visit their website, and I believe you can just pop that voucher code in there, and I guess it's just some perks and cosmetics and stuff like that you can get with Resident Evil celebrating 25 years. It's probably a lot more than that now because Resident Evil Village came out quite a while ago, but yeah, nice that they did that. But yeah, look at this lovely piece of art then. Just look at this. Whoa. So it really is just kind of like iconic characters from all the games, isn't it? Just dotted round into some sort of like explosion, which is really lovely. I love the purple effects that they've gone for here. That is really nice. And again, I am a bit of a sucker for purple. I do like that, but they've got like splashes of pink, splashes of purple, splashes of light blues, greys, to really kind of like bring like a pop, I would say, of, yeah, I don't know, imagination, which is great. Because, yeah, a lot of imagination has been put into these games to create these fantastic storylines and gremlins and ghouls and zombies and the way all these zombies have been created and stuff like that. And that's just a section on its own, you know, so a lot of imagination and interpretation has gone into these games. And it's almost like it's the developers' ideas and thoughts have just been splashed splashed onto this piece of artwork here. And again, if you look closer, it is pretty much all the characters and some bosses and stuff like that that you do come across in multiple games. And I think that is really, really lovely. Yeah, and again, doesn't it just scream action-packed, doesn't it? Yeah, action, scares, jump scares, blood, guts, gore, like just, yeah, really, really great. And I would say that is a lovely, lovely piece. And you know what, guys, like if they did a lovely kind of like, you know, I don't know, A4, A3 poster of this, then yeah, I would happily have that in my backdrop, because that is really, really great. Isn't it a shame that they didn't actually go all the way down there and maybe create a little bit of a bigger piece? I don't know. But yeah, that is actually a really lovely art piece, and I'm definitely just going to keep that in the box there. Because again, guys, yes, anything can help inspire your art. Absolutely. See, I do like to just keep little things, little nuggets of things that can help me with my art over the weekends. Because yes, guys, if you are new around here, every weekend I do actually do you a little tutorial or a step-by-step video of how I draw some of my art pieces, like for example here, my like, subscribe and notification bell. Yeah, but yeah, I really do like that. That is pretty cool there. And again, I will just hold that up a little bit closer just in case you want to screenshot anything there. Just to help inspire your artwork. Absolutely. But yeah, very nice. And I would say that might help me maybe with my kind of like my twisted metal art piece that I have got in mind. I haven't started it yet, but kind of like that is that kind of like twisted metal vibe, isn't it? Like those pinks and purples and yeah, guns and stuff like that on top of cars. So yeah, that might help with a little bit of inspiration. But yes, right then, guys. Well, that is it for today. That is my complete unboxed experience of Resident Evil Village on the PlayStation 5. Have you played Village? Let me know. I would love to know your thoughts. And yeah, what are your thoughts of this creepy little box art? Is it nice? Is it a bit nah? Is it a bit too dark? Of course, I would love to know. All right then, guys. Well, yes, that is it for me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And of course, guys, I'll catch you in my next TikTok live and YouTube video. That is me, Artsy Gamer, over and out.